Greetings, Sir and Sirettes, and welcome back to Stellaris with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to what must be, purely because of time constraints, the final playthrough of the game before the new DLC hits and everything changes in a major way. So today, we are playing a rather evil, in fact, a completely evil empire, and we are really ramping up the difficulty. Now, of course, I definitely play more evil empires than good, but this is definitely up there as one of the most evil you can possibly be. We are fanatic authoritarian, which means we are going to have slaves, and we are going to have them from the very start, because we also have this. A second species forms an integral part of this society. They are big, strong, and most of them have the intelligence of a particularly dim-witted child. Ancient wars have called their species of their most aggressive tendencies, leaving them quite servile. So we already have a second species, and they are already enslaved at the beginning. Now, this species is very special because it is a servile. And what servile means is, well, they are truly fantastic at the non-intellectual jobs. Plus 10% happiness, plus 50% governing ethics extraction, plus 10% minerals, plus 10% food. But then they have negatives to all science, to energy, I believe, and to their leader level cap and leader level experience. They're pretty much worthless at anything which isn't just getting us more and more glorious minerals. So of course we have made them industrious, and we have made them strong, giving us an additional 20%. They also happen to be dragons. Just thought you might want to know. But before we get into the species properly, let's continue with our lovely little geckos. We are also Spiritualist, which means we will be able to build temples, which will increase Spiritualist attraction and will increase the unity by 10% and the edict cost by -5%, at least being Spiritualist will. It's a really powerful ethic in my opinion, one of the most powerful, especially with the edict cost minus, which wasn't there all the time. It used to be purely for the unity, but now it's just really nice. Or was it only the edict cost? I remember it as one or the other before. We can also make hallowed worlds out of Gaia worlds, essentially meaning we can't inhabit them, but they will give us a huge bonus to unity as long as they're within our borders, which is very nice indeed, even if it's causing a bit of stammering. At the moment, I am suffering from a stomach bug and a slight bad throat, and, well, my talking is going very quickly, so after this, expect a quiet playthrough. Thankfully, this is going to be over the course of maybe 20 hours. So I don't need to talk that much. In addition to this, we have mining guilds giving us plus 10% mineral production. Now, I was tempted to grab this, slaver guilds, which definitely fits the theme very well and gives us plus 10% minerals and plus 10% food from our poor dragon allies. Let's call them allies. But the thing is, mining guilds affects everything, so every time you get an asteroid which gives minerals, it gives an additional 10%. It's really nice. Although this also gives more food. You know what? Let's go with that. Let's go full-on, completely, horribly evil. Yeah, just a warning, this will get dark fairly quickly. This is not a particularly pleasant empire, and certainly not something you should look at fondly. Honestly, if we lose, then a great evil has been removed from the galaxy. We are spirit geckos, and we are intelligent and thrifty. And this is what makes this particular Civic so powerful. Despite the fact that this looks like it's going to be very driven around loads of minerals, loads of food, a very wide empire, if we decide to, we can actually go quite tall, because one of our species is incredibly smart. In fact, I'm tempted to remove thrifty and add, yeah, actually what I'm going to do, remove thrifty, I'm going to add natural engineers, and I'm going to add traditional, giving us extra unity. And even though this is definitely worse, I am going to make them decadent. I am going to make them as evil as possible. We may as well go down that route. So if these geckos do not have a pet dragon, they are very unhappy. Minus 10% happiness. That's going to hinder us a lot, but even though we are going very difficult, I just want to be completely evil. Let's be horrible, shall we? It's not exactly pleasant. So, when it comes to our government ethics, done that. The name and class of our planet, we are on the Blessed Forest around Gecko Star. We are going with the Spiritualist voice, because I never use that, honestly. Our flag is nice and gecko-y, and a little bit kind of like faithful look, follow the star and all that. And we are using the reptilian ships. Our leader is simply called the Divine. We are kind of elevating our leaders into essentially godhood. We treat them like pharaohs. Now, there is actually one thing we can do with that, but I can't remember what we need. There, the Imperial cult. Not the Imperial cult, there's one which allows the leader to essentially pretend to be some kind of divinity. Where are you? That was Imperial Cult. Okay, that gives us bonus edict duration, 25%. That will also work with the ambitions at the end. Oh god, I'm so tempted by that instead of slaver guilds. No, we'll stick as we are. This we will add later. When we change how our empire works, when we get the society tech to do so, we'll turn Imperial and we will go with the Imperial Cult. So with that then, let's have a look-see at the difficulty. Well, as usual, okay, let's just restart to default so I can show exactly what I'm doing. Maximum difficulty for the AI. We are lowering the end game by 25 years. It may not seem like much, but it will in a second. The mid-game is also lowered by the same amount. And then, with, where are you? Crisis Strength, we are putting it all the way to 3. Which means the endgame crisis will occur earlier and it will be significantly stronger. I would up these even more, but again, because of time constraints, the new DLC is out very soon, and these take so long to record anyway, I can't make it any more difficult. I will be aiming to go with utter maximum difficulty once the DLC is out, and I've mastered the new DLC, or at least got competence at it. I don't think I'll ever truly master Stellaris. I'm just not that kind of person who really wants to. I like the fun and silly aspect of it, well, and cruel aspect of it, but still. Advanced starts, we're going with 0 as always, although I am going to add 1 additional empire to make our starting position probably a little bit more difficult. Okay, let's begin. And so we begin at the very edge of the galaxy. Let's have a look-see. Research speed, that's great. Instantly, the off-world trading company is nice, but I don't really want any of these too much early on. I will be going for the Psyker Ascensions. So, this is still good though. It's still good, just not as good as it could be in the future. And I, of course, want mining guilds. If we look at our populations, we have these fellows. So these are giving, look at all of those bonuses. The dragons are amazing at gathering minerals, and you are getting minus happiness from owned population. That's interesting. Why is that? Is it because they're upset, or because they are repugnant? I am silly. I did not realize that's how it worked. So I've just learned something, but you know what? I'm going to leave it in. I'm going to continue. We could easily edit out this particular trait, but instead, we are going to continue forward, and as soon as I can do some genetic modifying, I will. So essentially, repugnant means that other empires don't like you as much. Then, other species own a happiness, because they're so horrible. The Geckos aren't even too happy to have them. They're even less happy not having them, but essentially the Geckos are always going to be very, very annoyed with me. Changed the order a little bit and built the temple first. The temple will make sure that our people stay spiritualist, but also it gives a lot of unity. Now, this is actually more than the monument. And as you upgrade it, it continues to be a little bit more than the monument, so that's a really nice addition to the fact we're getting bonus unity for being spiritualists anyway. The Temple of Unity. Okay, so we have a cult attacking us. Thankfully it moved into our station, so no big problem. Since I didn't cover it earlier, and I really should have, the reason why we are going with Fanatic Authoritarian is because it allows us to have a +1 to our monthly influence, and it also gives us +10% resource production by our dragons. So loads and loads of extra resources, and a little bit of extra influence. Originally, I was somewhat tempted, instead of going Authoritarian, to go egalitarian, literally the opposite, which would have gave us way more influence, but wouldn't have gave us the same bonuses to basic production. It also meant our dragons would be free, and a lot happier. But we went with the evil option because I feel like this is the more flexible version. Maybe. One more thing I should mention, because I didn't mention it at the start. As you can tell, the medication I'm on right now is getting me a little bit fuzzy in terms of the old brain matter. We have this, a special citizenship, which we can only have if we are indeed authoritarian. This means that most of the people will be free. But if we were to place them in, let's say, a mineral tile or a food tile, as you can see, the Geckos will then instantly be owned. And the same goes for the dragons. They're not completely free or completely owned. It all depends on the tile they're working. Which is really good, honestly, because if we have too many geckos on a planet, well, the excess geckos, I'm afraid, there's mines, and we need them to be worked. Mining stations, rank 2, are now online, and we are increasing our minerals further. We are going down the route of discovery, because faith in science is just that amazing with Unity. After that, we are most likely going with expansion or harmony. Which sounds weird, considering how evil we are, but yeah, happiness will be good for the geckos. Especially when the dragons stop being so, unfriendly and eating them from time to time. That's my lore, by the way, about this. The reason why they are repugnant is because occasionally they do eat a gecko. Our original leader is really, really powerful. She's making star bases cheaper, whilst also giving us more minerals. So less influence and less mineral dependency. It's kind of why the minerals are going up so quickly already, even though we're only on 1 planet and 4 systems. Get out of the way, I see something interesting. A 25 Gaia oh, it's called Prophet's Retreat. So, there's going to be a Spiritualist Fallen Empire somewhere, and that's going to be their holy world. On the upside, we can share it. So we can still use Hallow Planet. It gives us plus 10% unity once it's active, but we can't inhabit the planet, and it does need to be within our borders. This will go along with Declare Saint, giving us even more unity. At the moment, though, we are spending all of our influence just to spread. Too many minerals, I can't spend them! The wealth is just glorious, but terrifying at the same time. Send in the dragons to this terrible little world. Now here's the thing. It's normally best to send in your own species first, the reason being, if you have a decadent species, which is such a bad trait, we are definitely not going completely min-max here, and I'm okay with that. At least if we're going to be evil, we're going to be completely, utterly, mentally, insanely evil, which is always nice, I suppose. Well, it's better to send the owned population, at least what's most likely to become an owned population, because these fellows will be upset otherwise. Then we can transfer one over, and that will ensure that there will be less geckos and more dragons per planet. This event would normally be fantastic for another empire, but we don't need the minerals. Give us anything else. Energy, influence, unity, potatoes. Small plastic cups with smiley faces on them would be better at this point. Ooh, Hollow Temple. I will take that.
Complete.
Shrines to the dark gods. Oh, sorry, old gods. This will give us the chance to become Fanatic Spiritualist. Tempting. The Cube. Not seen this before. Spin the cube! Let's see what it does. We found an officer who was holding the cube dead. Naturally, first thing we're going to do, let's spin the cube. Okay, so, ooh, Consecrated Worlds is amazing and only for Spiritualists. For 100 years, it will increase happiness, Spiritualist ethic attraction, population growth speed, and unity attraction on a single planet, which is obviously very, very, very powerful. Though, I think I will be going for technological ascendancy this early on. We're going for a mid-range of wide and tall empires. Well, it's still going to be a tall empire, but we're not going to... completely ignore science. Is there no meaning behind this cube? What then is the meaning of anything? Oh dear.
Special project complete.
We found one of the first shrines. So you are now maniacal, giving you bonus research speed. I mean, it didn't do any damage at least. We found the curators right next to us. Lovely. That means we can build a system here, and we can have the Curator Think Tank, which is a special starbase building, which you can only build if there's curators in the system, which give you bonus sciences. Now, I'm going to save up a little bit until we can grab Hallow Planet. The reason is, unlike most edicts, this one lasts forever, as long as you have the Gaia world within your borders. I don't believe you can have more than one, which is a shame, because there's the other Fallen Empire Gaia world. First Empire, and it is very, very close to the Curators. I don't think we're going to get it. In fact, I think that's going to stunt our growth drastically. We really want this system, because that, actually, either of these systems would make fantastic bastions to defend against them. There we are. Paradise Planet, you say? Oh, that's perfect. We're going to get that starter Gaia world. That is lovely. Now, I will say something. In my humble opinion, as a somewhat mediocre Stellaris player, I'm somewhere in the middle, I feel. I think this happens too often. As much as it is helping me out right now, and I'm so happy to see it, it seems to occur in too many playthroughs. I love all the little rare events you can get. There are so many things. In fact, right now I'm researching something I've not seen before, called Reclaimed by Nature. By the looks of things, we might get robots on a planet. I don't know if that's actually what's going to happen, but it kind of read like that. I most likely have skipped it because it was a long wall of text.
Special
There's so much we
project
need
complete.
to
Situation log
simply
updated.
ignore, but still. So no. By the looks of things, there are not robots on this planet, but there is a 12 mineral. Okay, we need this world. I'm currently scrapping the whole idea of saving up, and I am moving very quickly towards this point so we can grab all of this. This is like the best area ever. I will fight you for it. So I decided to spend all my influence, run right ahead, and instantly grab the system, ignoring all the other systems, which costs more. Definitely worth it.
Situation log updated.
Double check those coordinates. Instantly going to start building up our bastion. And I'm going to start moving towards that as soon as I have influence. So much for saving up for the hallowed world, I suppose. But look, we do have 2 temples.
Project complete.
This is new. As we have grown our roots on the planet, certain individuals have begun to stray from our beaten path. That is to be expected, but these have supporters. The group feels our spiritualistic view of the universe is not leading us forwards fast enough, assured that a more materialistic view of the cosmos is the answer. Leave them be, so that they may have their own way, plus 25% happiness for 20 years, but they will become materialist. Whoopsie daisy, apparently I accidentally enslaved this gecko at some point. Bribe their leaders, nothing happens. Or simply try to dissuade them. I'm going to let them have their own way. That extra happiness might be worth it. And in the long run, the temple will slowly convert them back anyway, because that's just how the temple works. Move on over the dragons. Spirit Geckos, we have received word of our downed supply ship's cargo. We would like to extend our gratitude to you for taking the time to recover it, without the need of Kormath intervention. It's okay. We're lovely, very nice people. Basically, I already had enough money and I just wanted the influence. Or we're very nice people. So I heard you like minerals.
Situation log updated.
I expected more friendliness. Gotta be honest, that did not go as well as intended. Well, glad we have strengthened
System
what may
survey
eventually be
complete.
our enemy.
Construction complete.
Did I mention I'm not exactly a great player? So... here it is, the end of the God's Tree, and I don't know which one of these to grab. I'm honestly just tempted to say, well, that's a nice bit of influence. I don't think I want to be fanatic spiritualist. The temples and the the 3 unique edicts once we get the Ascension perk is why we went into spiritualism. Fanatic authoritarian means our population is far more powerful. And it gives us a little bit of extra influence. Yep, just more influence, definitely. We found brain slugs! So feel free to read this, it's far too long for this timed Let's Play, but yeah, essentially, what later interrupted this symbiosis, however, remains unknown. There was a symbiosis between 2 species, one which developed more aggressive and then just almost non-sapient tendencies after the symbiosis was broken. We'll definitely do the study, 100%. And the rewards of this, well, they're going to be a little bit insane, actually. Neural symbiosis. Once again, feel free to read it, pause and read. Sometimes a hands-on approach is best for science. That'll come back to us very, very soon. Let us open our hearts and brain stems to them. Which means now a chunk of our population, which I'm hoping will only be the geckos and not the dragons. Let's find them, come on. Wait, none of the geckos on this planet? Good, 1. Okay, as long as we have 1, we can force this upon the rest through the genetic tree later on. Brine Slug Host. Bonus 10% unity, 10% to all sciences. It's a combination of traditional and intelligent, and we've just got it on at least 1 gecko. How many dragons? 2 dragons, 1 gecko were affected. Obviously, it's useless on the dragons. I will be breeding that out. and I will be breeding it in to the Spirit Geckos. For now, though, I want extra unity. Thank you. Should also mention that right now we have plus 20 unrest on all of our planets because of slug phobia. We are going to have to make our very first sector almost instantly. We are about to invade a primitive world because I didn't check this out earlier. So this is a 23 Savannah world, which means we're going to have a brand new species which can deal with Savannah worlds, which is really great considering at the moment we're tropical, so we like all the more standard, middle-of-the-road climates. These prefer the dry climates, which is much better for us. I think I'll just leave them in the caste system and let them rule their own planet. They'll be residents, not citizens.
I've secured a heathen planet.
The planet is ours. Okay, these are going to take a very long time, aren't they? Yep, 7,000 days before they're completely functional. They're in the caste system already. Great. And what I'd like to do is make them... Oh no, they are already residents. That's good. So that won't upset our authoritarians. Wait, no. I'm thinking of xenophobes. We're not xenophobic. We're just authoritarian. Okay. Yeah, still just want that, though. We don't want them to become leaders. Well, do we? Does it matter? Yes, because brine slugs are a bonus. I believe that gives us extra things to our leaders, so we do not want them to be leaders.
Construction complete.
On the upside, they're generating minerals and food for 0 energy, which is nice. So, going to upgrade this because our population is growing, so soon we can have an extra star base anyway. And I am going to make this into our very first sector. Then just kind of forget about it. This will hurt our unity and our science for a while, in fact, quite a while. But it's going to make the future better. We have bubbles. Clearly the most powerful of war forms. Just a little bit more, then we can do Hallow Planet. And so... we now have a holy world. So which world became our holy world then? I don't know which. Is it that one or is it this one? It's this one. Yep, it's our holy world and their holy world as well. So that'll give us a permanent bonus to our unity as long as it is within our borders. So we can't have more, can we? I don't think so. What weird looking aliens. The United Nations of Earth. Bizarre creatures. I've slowed down a little bit just to make sure that, just to make sure that our planet rips itself apart. That's good. I was about to say, just to make sure we can have on Declare Saint. We really do want that unity, and with so many planets, including these 2 new planets, which are instantly being put into a sector, along with the old planet, well, lots of negative modifiers to our unity. So as much as we can, I'm grabbing it. And I'm forcing a temple, right there. Which apparently the sector doesn't want me to use. There's a really funny thing here. I'm very soon considering making a video where I just talk about what's the best empire for a new player. As someone who has recently really got back into Stellaris, still doesn't know all of the different mechanics, but is good enough to at least win on the regular difficulties without anything too special. And now I'm trying to get a bit better. Some empires seem way more difficult to use correctly than others, and some just seem really easy. This is weirdly one of those empires. I didn't think it'd be quite as easy as it was. A little bit of management for the dragons, but other than that, it's not too bad. I will say, though, I think that the human default empire might be the easiest of them all. Would anyone be interested in that? Just me waffling on for maybe 20 minutes, showing off empires? Stammering as I do so? Tell me in the comments. I would love to know. Slaving despots. Protective. Friendliest slavers ever. Once again, we've got the glitch here of it saying we are guaranteeing their independence, which is just not possible since I didn't offer that. Thank you very much. For those who didn't watch the last playthrough, which is understandable since these are very long videos and certainly are good as just one-offs, if you are being protected like this, you're guaranteed your independence, it means they will come to your aid as if it was a defensive pact. However, it's one way. So if someone declares war on us, they will aid us. However, if someone declares war on them, we'll just sit over here with our pet dragons. Getting way too many minerals. Okay, we need to trade minerals for energy or something, because this is getting stupid.
Construction
Harmony
complete.
is achieved. And with that, let's grab ourselves... No, I really want this, but I can't afford it right now. Ignoring that. Yeah, let's just grab
Construction
one
complete.
vision. I really wanted to grab a few other things which wouldn't have been as good. Let's just go with the default plus 10% to our unity. Oh, that's good.
Construction
Guys, get there, please. Hello, Cactus. Considering we're playing an empire which is very similar to my original playthrough, which just so happens to be you... That's weird. How you doing, lads? Well, I would like to make you happy anyway, because I want your strategic resource, which is unique to the traders. All the traders have one resource, which only the traders can have. Obviously, we want that as much as possible, so... Let's do that. Just to make sure we can have our fleet up and running as soon as possible to a decent size. So what do I really want to do here? Obviously, domination victory is what we're going for, since we are authoritarian, and that will please our factions. Thing is, it's going to be very, very long until we can have some decent vassals. How strong is our neighbour? Oh god, yeah, our neighbour is so powerful. Only superior, though, on fleet power already. With that extra energy coming in, soon, I feel like we could start making a more aggressive expansion. Me and words are just not friends
System
today.
survey.
Going to increase our trade. Not only will this make them like us faster, but more importantly, with more energy, we can start getting art pieces from the artists, and we can do this more consistently. Plus 10% to our research speed, which isn't doing as well as I expected. Yeah, you can definitely play this empire as a tall empire if you want, or a medium empire, but we are going pretty wide. The reason is, this is a very high difficulty. I know how to play a wide empire. It's definitely one of the easier ones to play, so it's not like that's a proud thing to say. But it's what I do.
System
I
survey
infest
complete.
worlds. Speaking of which, I will be grabbing this small planet as well. Let's send in the... Where are you? Oh, brain slugs! Hello, artists. What I would like from you is to found an art college. Which I'll be putting right here. And that is 15 unity, which is lovely. Really, really nice.
System survey complete.
Where on earth is this fallen empire? I keep on finding all of their holy worlds. Oh, that's bad. Who is traveling over here? Humans. Yep, the United Nations of Earth. Humans. Just to show how powerful leaders with the Brain Slug host are, here is the very first leader I've seen. This is the Admiral. Plus 5% fire rate, plus 5% evasion, minus 10% ship upkeep. The slugs are just so good in this game. We really want that energy, so...
System survey complete.
Did not think that was my maximum. Oh, I'm making so many small mistakes this time around. It is slowly eating my brain. So I should have looked at what my maximum was for stored credits. I had in my head that I had already built some... Where are you? Some of these, the resource silos, but I was building those once I upgraded the stations, and that... Oh, that is annoying. That is... so irritating. It's fine. It's fine. We still get to do this twice. That's 2 more art pieces, which are 8 unity each, which are really, really powerful. It's fine. Just so dumb. So dumb. But I'm not someone who goes back in saves and such and fixes little silly things like that. So I just have to deal with it. Do we still have 1 left? In which case, I'll build it on one of the ones over here. I'd rather have energy than science at the moment, so I'll just destroy this. Oh, no, I don't. I thought I had. Okay. Feeding that sector a few more minerals because it was lacking behind on developing those planets. We found the other traders, so let's start trading. I wonder if it's worth doing this, just a random thought, because of how many bonuses we get towards minerals. So for this, we're trading 2 energy for 4 minerals, which actually translates to 2 energy for 10 minerals. So for every 1 energy we spend, we're getting 5. We're then trading with the traders on a 1 to 2 basis. So for every 2 minerals we give them, they give us back 1 energy. So yeah, we are actually getting more energy from the mine than we're spending on it overall. Not by much, but we are. Which then begs the question, as the mines improve and so do the power plants, is there any point, with how heavily we've gone into mineral extraction with these dragons, that minerals outweigh pure energy for energy? I don't think it will, but I kind of want to see how far I can take that. So right now we're spending 2, we're getting back 5, so we're making 3 energy.
Complete.
Well, actually, we're getting slightly more than 10, but let's just pretend it's 10. So that's giving us 3 energy, essentially the same as the power plant, but the power plant's actually giving us 3.4, so no, the power plant, unsurprisingly, is giving us more power than the miners. But it's not far off, and these guys are very cheap. That's the thing. In fact, I think we could make them cheaper, as horrible as this is. No, we can't. No, we can't. We are being as cruel as we possibly can. Can't we have this, though? Let's have a look-see. No, we can't. Because we'd have to make them true slaves, and I don't want that, because in many occasions, we are going to have one of these randomly working a normal tile. Should have just looked for the Savannah world, really, but okay. And I'm going to pop it... Oh, wow, there's like science tiles everywhere. Still, we want the planet. We'll just add it to the sector. Okay, so first of all, declare saint. Second of all, you there, you lovely, lovely artists, I would love a Ministry of Culture, please. 5,000 energy for this thing, and I think you have to build it on the capital. No, you don't. No, you certainly do not, which means I can build it here. There we are. The Ministry of Culture gives us 10 unity and a plus 5% unity modifier for the entire empire.
Construction.
Now building the very expensive Sacred Nexus, which will give us 9 unity, as opposed to the 6 unity from the Hollow Temple, but more importantly, a plus 10% unity modifier to the planet it's on. And we're going to have one of these on every single planet. I forgot about these after playing empires which can't build them. So with these, we get extra governing ethics attraction and a tiny bit of unity for 2 energy. Which I think is worth it. We just do not need the hydroponics bay. I have no idea why I've been building those, since we have so much food anyway. That's just ingrained in me at this point. Lots of little weird things I'm doing today. I think I really am just a bit too tired. But still, we will win this. And this is why you shouldn't have a single derpy leader like me. And sometimes democracy might be a better option.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
We're going Imperial soon. Ooh, do want that. Now trading food with the 3rd and final trader enclave. So, what do you guys have to offer me then? You will give us bonus fire rate and bonus army damage. That'll be great later. You will give us extra habitability. That's actually pretty nice. Even our tropical planets that we've been grabbing, as you'll see here, there's a very minor minus to our resource output, minus 2.5%. Now that's been lessened because we've just increased the habitability, but still, and that's at 90% habitability. Thankfully, with the Gaia world, everything can live there, so everyone's all nice and happy right now. Wow, the brain slug geckos breed so much slower than the dragons. And I know I keep on calling them dragons, and they're not necessarily I mean, they're just kind of not, but look at their faces. I'm sure someone's yelled at me about that before. Flashbacks to videos where I called dragons wyverns or wyverns dragons just once by mistake. And then that war which raged on. So, I'm kind of colonizing everything, even the worlds with very low habitability. This isn't great, the geckos will hate it even more, but I need more of the brain slug geckos. And eventually, the economy on these planets will help out. I mean, that is a 25-sized planet. We're just not all that adaptive. Ooh, yes, please. Expansion is now finished. So, we are currently getting the psychic theory, which means As soon as we grab that, we can get Mind over Matter. The latent psionic abilities of our species will be awakened in some individuals. Tech research option gained, telepathy. We would like a festival, please. Now, this could end badly if they do steal from us at the end, but the happiness and growth speed, I think, is certainly worth it. At least for the time being. I'm currently upping my fleet because the humans are befriending everyone. Ooh, although apparently they have people nearby who want to eat them. Who happen to be cats. Anyway, humans, stop befriending everyone. You already have 2 defensive pacts. But I want this area so badly.
Construction complete.
But 2 defensive pacts. Really, humans? Well, this is a rare one. Due to the overabundance of happiness spread by the Festival of Worlds, some of the organisers have fallen in love with our worlds and wish to stay there after it ends. Sure. I have no problem with this. You're charismatic and natural engineers. You are egalitarians, which is not great for us, but sure, that's fine. You can stay here with these fellows with the exact same rule set. You're actually a little bit better than these guys, because at least you can do a bit more science.
Our ships have been improved.
And so we are going to grab Mind over Matter. We are now Psychers. Now, I believe some of our leaders will now have that bonus. So let's have a quick look-see. Currently, we have no governors, so that's good to know. Apparently, I've allowed that to just drop off, so let's quickly grab one of those. Then we'll check if any of our leaders are actually psychic. Well, none of these to begin with, sadly. I can't remember if this is how it works, by the way, so I could be wrong. Maybe psychic stuff comes later. Who knows? Oh, there we go. Latent Psychic, plus 5% to all research and plus 5% energy credits. Oh, so all of the Brain Slug ones have become that. Oh, so have you. Sadly, not the dragons. Okay, so all of my Geckos are now Psychers. Wow, how many bonuses are we getting? So, plus 5%, plus 10%, plus 10% to science, and then plus 15% to engineering specifically. And plus 10% unity. Oh, I thought that gave unity as well. Still, plus 10%, plus 10%. That's really good. Our leader has passed on, and so we can have a look-see at our potential new lord. Bonus unity. Starbase upgrade cost is lowered, which is actually very nice. Not really spreading too much. Oh, that's nice. Charismatic. Edicts cost less and last longer. You have more influence. But I am going to go with the plus 10% unity. It just seems like the best right now. And so, you are elected. Don't know. We can now modify our Geckos. So, what we can do is remove, if the UI will let me, the Decadent trait, and then we can spread that to all our people, which means now all of our people will have the Brain Slug, and will no longer be Decadent. So, apply template, apply to all, and let's get this done. We have found the Precursor homeworld, giving us loads of unity and a fair bit of science, which I'm very, very thankful for. Okay, grabbing Rite of Conquest, then we get a bonus to our fire rate. Very soon, we need to start expanding into enemy territory. We're kind of getting stunted now. All of our people now have brain slugs. Which is obviously the way we should go about this. Though apparently our old leaders still don't. Wow, look at that. Wait, if we all have brain slugs, how on earth am I still getting leaders with no brain slugs? Brain slugs! Yeah, all Geckos, except... No, all Geckos have brain slugs. There's a few left over which didn't get the upgrade to Psychic, but... Oh yeah, how are you not Psychic? Well, that's just weird. I guess I'll apply that to the last 3, which somehow managed to avoid this.
Updated.
Our leader has once again passed, and... Oh! So, apparently a brain-slugged leader gives plus 10% to all research. And naval capacity. Okay, we're going with that. We are transcending this reality. The Great Awakening, the veil has been lifted.
Complete.
Lovely. So, with our leaders... Yep, they are all now psychic. giving them extra bonuses. Look at that! Plus 10% research speed, plus 10% research speed, plus 10% research speed. Plus 10% weapons damage, plus 15% evasion. Plus 10% unity output. That is truly magnificent. Now, before we do anything else, though, I am currently building up my fleet, which just got a huge boost by having those generals. Because we are going to war with these overwhelming chaps, because their fleet power is only equivalent. And they've been here hating us this entire time. Thankfully, not so much they've turned hostile, and we've kept almost equivalent fleet power the entire time, so they've never really attacked us. I'm going to upgrade these 2 bastions. I'm currently upgrading pretty much everything. I've stopped all the trade deals for energy, as you can probably see. And now, I'm focusing on upgrading what we have very, very quickly. Beginning breaching the Shroud. If we are to communicate with the denizens of the psychic realm known as the Shroud, we will have to unleash an incredible amount of psionic energy. Preparations have been made for a huge seance psychic thing, involving our most powerful psychics in the newly established conclave of telepaths on the Blessed Forest. And beginning our research. Once we have 3,000 energy, we will be able to enter the Shroud. Take the greatest of care, even a stray thought can be shaped into something tangible in this place. And, more often than not, turned against oneself. We need 3,000 energy. We now look into the Shroud. A small flickering star materializes inside the Shroud. It flies past at incredible speed, and for a second it reveals itself as an alien ship of unknown configuration. Then it vanishes in a cloud of psionic energy as quickly as it appeared. Can it be? Is it possible to physically enter the Shroud and then emerge somewhere else entirely? Medium chance of success? Psionic jump drives. Yet another flickering star suddenly appeared, but this time we are ready, and it is indeed an alien ship, unlike any that we have ever seen in our galaxy.
Species tampered with.
Ooh, yay.
May the spirits
Our
forgive
dragons
us.
no longer cause us to be upset for owning them. They are no longer repugnant. So lots more happiness here for the Geckos. Jump drives, here we are. Oh, they're jump drives, but better. Well, we're apparently getting these extra early this time. Yep, we're definitely researching that. Wow, that's expensive. And oh, of course, it's dangerous. It increases the chance of the Unbidden being the final boss. But I can't say no to it, though. It's just, look how good this is. But I was researching this, which is also really good. Okay, we'll grab that soon. We'll grab that next. Well, goodbye, lasers. We're going to start using the plasma cannons, the plasma accelerators. The reason is, look at that bonus hull damage. They do less damage overall, and have worse tracking and accuracy, but plus 100% armor damage, plus 50% hull, versus just plus 50% armor damage. Now, these are even worse versus shields, but the targets don't really have particularly strong shields yet, and as long as we're using railguns as well, maybe we could even use autocannons instead of railguns. I never use autocannons. Okay, when I've upgraded them both, we're swapping over to plasma accelerators and autocannons, just to see how it goes. Actually, right now, the autocannons are stronger than the railguns. And look at that tracking, 75%? Wow, that's like the ultimate anti-corvette weapon. Okay. Psionic armies are now being created, which is just glorious. Their first objective is always to remove the enemy's willingness to fight. Yeah, their morale damage is just insane. Look at that, between 5.85 to 11.7. If we look at our regular forces, between 1.9 and 3.9. Yeah, these are utterly brutal. Very little collateral damage as well, so they keep the worlds intact, which is nice. Well, that's pretty awesome. Army morale damage increased, yeah. You don't want to fight against psychic geckos. Think about all the battles with Yoda. Basically that, times hundreds. The Shroud is once again ready to be spoken to, and apparently is now more powerful than the Trading Corporation. Don't quite know how that works. Yep, we are still in the default. Okay, so, it all looks so different on this side. Ooh, would love the increased evasion right now. In the deeper regions of the Shroud, a presence suddenly makes itself felt. Visitors, like us, a powerful psionic probe made by minds as utterly alien to us as we are to the Shroud. Oh, visitors like us. Okay, I read that really weirdly. A faint image of massive organic beings floating in some kind of thick, gaseous atmosphere, while being attended by swarms of smaller creatures, flickers briefly into existence as their psionic echo touches our own. Research speed? Darn, nothing that time. Either way, here we go, going to war with our neighbours, currently only using corvettes. Should really move on to other stuff later. Oh wow, that's a bastion. Should have paid attention to that.
Incoming transmission.
I can't really see the autocannons, but I'll assume they're there. And the enemy is down. Lovely. Okay, so there is a planet here, but thankfully it's not blocking us. Quite strong, though. Okay, one of you stay here and bombard. The rest are going to move on forward. All aggressive. Okay. Let's just grab these three. We'll go to the other stations a little bit later. For now, let's just try to keep this area. Sure.
Construction complete.
Assassinating a fleet.
Power blocker cleared.
Ooh, lovely. The funny thing is, with the enemy having such weak armor, I'm tempted to just have only autocannons. I mean, seriously, look at this. They're just non-existent. If we go pure autocannons, those shields and those hull points become just melted. I can hear the autocannons. It sounds like a machine gun, but I can't see them. And lasers do make a very pretty fight. Or at very least, what we could do is go purely into plasma cannons, and now we are upgrading them. I'm tempted by that as well. Oh. Paused by itself there, that was a bit weird. That's nice. Yeah, that's nice. In the pursuit of profit. Break their will, then break their bodies. With dragons and psychers galore. Yep, running away, running away, running away. Well, the psychers definitely do their job. Look at that, almost all of them there. Yep, disengaged, broken, disengaged, disengaged, broken, broken. Wow, having a proper psyker army is going to be so good.
Our champions
Psychers are so much better than I remember them being. Wait, you can see the autocannons. They're tiny little shots. Destroy in the name of the warp. For the dark gods. I mean, the Shroud. For the good gods. The Shroud speaks to us once more and demands we leave. But we're going to attempt to penetrate the shield anyway. Psionic shields. We did not venture this deep into the Shroud, only to be turned back now. After channeling all of their psionic might, our telepaths were able to form a breach. So then, let's see what that shield even is, shall we? So, psionic shields. I don't know how much better that is than the... Okay, that's definitely better than the regular shields. Oh, I have never even seen the... You know what? I have played through the game as a Psyker twice. I have never seen these. I'm gonna start researching them, like right now. We are being pushed back. We've lost all this space. Our fleet was destroyed. Well, most of it was destroyed. We do have a replacement fleet coming in, but it's going to take forever to get here. And I don't think these guys are going to be able to survive. So, you need to enter orbit over here. Get yourselves repaired. Also, fight with the station. It's the only way you're going to possibly survive this. And now, let's get these shields up and running. We may have lost everything, and it was stupid of me. It's my own fault. What happened was I split the fleet too much. So then, when they formed a bit of a doom cluster of all their ships, they just destroyed everything. I'm trying to get some ships together to take back this one system, so at least we get a planet, but honestly, right now, I feel like this is a complete loss. And I am kicking myself for it. Once more, we look to the Shroud for guidance. Risky? Not as risky. Success! Shield hit points plus 50%! How long does that last? I know it's not forever. Not long enough. Darn it, I don't think we can go back to war with our original targets by then. No. Oh, we found the overwhelming forces of the Fallen Empire. And they like us. Oh, because we revere their holy world, like they do. What is it, child? Oh, they like us. That's nice. Now, on the upside, I have just upgraded our autocannons. We now have Ripper autocannons, which are significantly more powerful. And since we're going so heavily into them, that's going to help. I've also now got the better plasma weapons. I'll be mixing those in as well. We are the defenders of the galaxy once more. With prosperity just being finished. We now have psionic shields, which are really, really powerful. Look at that comparison. Almost double the strength of our current advanced shields. And they regen much, much faster. That is really nice. Hello there, Shroud. Are we still dreaming? We are looking down upon our galaxy from far above, at a distance of what must be hundreds of thousands of light years. Without warning, the psionic current plunges us down towards the myriad of stars at incredible speeds, into a region of space belonging to one of the fallen empires, the Guardians. Is that the robots, or is that... Yep, it is. Sorry, no, it's our friends. That's a shame. Stars swish by, then planets, until vision finally settled on a planet. Sorry, on a city. Incredible spires rise towards the sky, aided by anti-grav technology generations beyond our own. The current takes us into such a spire, through wall after wall until we reach a large meeting room of sorts. It is accompanied by two of the species, floating comfortably in zero-gravity chairs, while conversing with each other in soft voices. Reach into their minds. Are clearly dignitaries of some kind. Is a disgrace. Imagine if the younger races were to even suspect that we no longer fully understand our own technology. We must... Still, think punitive actions are uncalled for. They are young and careless, but so were we once upon that time.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
We just learnt living metal. Thank you. We just totally spied on them, and apparently they don't know their own tech. That partially explains why they're a fallen empire, I suppose. They're in a level of disarray. O mighty Shroud, give us bonus firing rate for this holy war. We have been so lucky. So that we can allow our bonus to aid us for as long as possible, I am now attacking over here first of all. I've made claims on this small area, and hopefully, with that extra fire rate, we should be able to just tear straight through them. There go the plasma cannons, which will melt through the armor. There we go, fantastic. So the plasma cannons are good versus armor and hull. And then we have autocannons to eradicate the shields and, once again, the hull. A new species. Many of the spirit gecko inhabitants of the planet have turned to genetic modification to help them cope with the planet's hostile environment. Okay, the Neo spirit gecko. Well, that's interesting. Spirit gecko, spirit gecko, spirit gecko, Neo. Self-modified. So, wow, yeah, you are really different. You've lost the psychic and brain slugs. So obviously I want to do this, because I want as much unity as possible. Eventually you'll be happier. You are enduring, but you are deviant. Don't particularly like those. Got to be honest, I think I'm going to just make them go away. I don't want them adding to the population. They attack our bastion.
A heathen planet.
And then, surprise! A wave of green death. This time they're the ones splitting up, and that makes life a lot easier. Oh dear. So, the two types of Gecko are now fighting each other. I'm going to get rid of them as soon as possible.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Nice.
Our champions have secured a heathen planet. The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
I love how the plasma cannons just look. There we are. That's ours. Begin bombardment of their capital, which currently I don't think we're climbing. No, and it requires a lot of influence, so I doubt we're going to be able to climb it, but still, it's good to grab it because it will make the enemies upset. Ah. Hopefully this will be the last fight. Come on, hurry up. There we are, and... Yep, can we afford any other climbs? For what we've already grabbed? Nope, I didn't think we would be able to, but might as well check. Status quo. We finally won something. We will accept this for now, and we have a new faction. That'll be the new people we've just enslaved, I suppose. Xenophobic. I wouldn't mind becoming a militarist on a side note, but not xenophobic. Although apparently they quite like us anyway. Okay, everyone go home. And let's turn this into a sector. Making sure to build a temple on every new planet so we can try and force spiritualism upon them. Okay, that's 2 of them already being done. Then their capital, which is most likely the most built up. There's their unity building. Let's replace that with the temple, since we can't have both. Did I just go right past the temple? Oh, do we need to destroy it first? Then we can replace it, because sure. There it is. Behold, the Citadel of Faith. That is just so powerful. Just look at that thing. Loads of unity and bonus unity for the entire Empire. Of course, we are researching that as soon as possible. Right now, we are just bulking back up. Our fleets are going back to repair, and we now have a new Civic slot, although sadly, I can't quite afford it. Imperial, lose the Slaver Guilds, it's not helping us too much. In fact, no, keep the Slaver Guilds. We are going to go with Imperial Cult, because that is really powerful now that the edicts are getting more and more useful. In fact, yeah, remove Slaver Guilds and add Mining Guilds. The reason is we are getting a lot of minerals now from the systems themselves, so I think that will ultimately be worth more, although we will lose a fair bit of food. Although we could make our leader even more powerful. No, let's go with that, so I'll grab that as soon as I can. So I converted my people into only the one type of gecko for this planet, and it's kind of broken the event of them two fighting. In response to the violent confrontations between Spirit Gecko and Spirit Gecko... No, that wasn't quite correct, but okay. So now they are stronger. Yeah, they all now have the strong trait on this planet. Not particularly useful, but I'm not going to just avoid it. It is done. We are now an Imperial society. We have mining guilds, and we have the Imperial cult, giving us additional edict duration. Also, here's some minerals. I dislike robots being a spiritualist, but
The
thank you.
spirits have granted us new wisdom.
I've only just realised, after getting the Imperial cult Civic, they've changed the names of the leaders. Now, instead of it being, the Divine, it's now God Empress or God Emperor for our leader name, and then their child, the heir to the throne, is Saint. And that heir to the throne is incredibly powerful. Not only is he psychic, he is also a brain slug host, making him far more powerful than his mother. Sadly losing that plus 5% happiness, but gaining plus 5% weapon damage to our ships, and making our cruisers cheaper. That prince will usher in a true age of war once he becomes the God Emperor. Oh mighty Shroud, please, grant us your blessing. I will meditate here for a moment. Tech research option gained, precognition interface. A limited precognition connection to the Shroud can be maintained without risking insanity, but the massive influx of probability data is too overwhelming to be of much practical use. Still, if a digital interface could be devised to interpret this data, it could potentially be applied to improve the performance of our starship's combat computers. Oh, what is that then? What do you give? I don't know what you are. Well, I'm going to unlock you. I assume it's like the combat AI? Right? Maybe. Oh, God, that's expensive. Well, we'll have it in a while. Finally getting the next level of autocannon. Well, we are getting an inoculation from the caretakers. This almost always goes badly for me, so I guess we'll find out soon enough if that's the case this time. I'm also moving in my forces over here because these fellows are the Fanatic Purifiers. Is that what they're called? Yep, the Fanatical Purifiers. And they only have equivalent fleet power to us and are constantly at war, meaning they're kind of split up where their forces are actually located. So what we're going to do is go here, destroy all of this, take it all for ourselves. Thankfully, these two don't mind us too much, so we can just go straight through their borders, and hopefully we can take this chunk here. And because they are Fanatic Purifiers, we don't need to make any claims, which means our influence gets to increase during the war, which is really, really nice. I should also mention I am now using cruisers with the scout wings essentially acting as point defense. As you can see, we now have some point defense, which should be very, very helpful. The wings themselves will act as point defense, and the cruiser has point defense built in. Now the word point defense is sounding really, really bizarre. And by word, I meant words. Words, lads.
Construction complete.
The enemies are on their way to attack me, but they're being distracted by shiny lights which shoot lasers. Stellaris is an odd game, admittedly, and trying to explain certain sections can be just really bizarre. Also, they are stronger than I thought. Is that an entire armada made of battleships? You have my respect, you weird, weird cat purifiers. Still gonna try and kill you, full reptilian kind, but I mean, you've gotta hand it to them. Battleship armadas.
Heretic fleet engaged.
Do you want to help out? Do you want to just move in here? Come on. There we go. Our fighters are everywhere. Here's hoping they're using quite a few missiles, since the scout planes are actually really good against them. Yeah, those battleships aren't going to have a good time. We still have a lot of corvettes in this army. That was a brutally beautiful fight. Truly beautiful indeed. Oh, we're getting a Titan. And after that, we're getting the Colossus. That's what I'm saving up for currently. I do want Consecrated Worlds. That is really good. I do want Transcendent Learning. I do want Voidborn. But I really want Colossi this time. Guys, you might want to wait if they're heading towards you. No, they're not. Again, with the battleships. What's with these cats and battleships? Is this something which I didn't realise? Just cats and their fascination with the largest vehicles possible. Oh, battleships, you can't run away. Oh, they have fighters themselves. That's good for us, because our fighters will kill their fighters if they're not using scout wings. Yep, they're just using the bombers. Our fighters will indeed fight theirs. Be helpful if I could see some of ours, because how tiny they are, though. It's hard to tell who's whose, it has to be said. Oh, there we go, as you can see. This little fighter here is attacking this little bomber over here. Oh, and killing it. Okay, very nice indeed. Or very nice. Maybe that was its niece. Maybe I didn't speak wrongly then. Maybe I are smart. Okay, so there's two ways I can get in here, so we probably want to go and get the stronger station. They're heading towards us? Yes, they are, so let's just wait it out until they get here. Oh, mighty Shroud, we are at war in your honor. Grace us with power. Ooh. I like all of these, but I'm going to go for the high probability. Research speed. Plus 20% for 60 months. 60 months, not too long, but still. Blessed be the Shroud and the Geckos who worship it. Okay, we have the interface now, so let's have a look, see what that actually does. Ooh, no. Plus 5% fire rate, thank you. We are also currently getting the Research Institute. So, what are they then? They are indeed the next level of the combat AI. Oh my god. So yeah, they're kind of amazing. So currently we're using advanced. I don't think that's the end of the regular ones. Maybe I'm wrong there, but either way. Currently we're using advanced, which is plus 10% fire rate, plus 10% evasion for the corvettes. The upgraded one is plus 15% fire rate and evasion. And then just randomly plus 20% sublight speed. Just here you go. Here's plus 20% of that. With the picket variants, we get way more fire rate, way more tracking. Wow. That completely counts as high evasion craft. Anyway, with the line, we get way more fire rate and chance to hit, and then, again, bonus tracking. With artillery, we get tracking. That is such a big deal for the larger weapons, which have limited tracking anyway. Okay, so being a Psyker seems like one of the best ones out of the three. I didn't realise it was this powerful. How did I not realise it was this powerful? One thing I really need to do is use gateways for once. I keep on forgetting to do it. As soon as I see gateway research this time, I will pick it so we can make gateways around our empire. Our empire is really split up right now, so if we get attacked on both sides, especially with the endgame crisis, we're kind of doomed. Now fighting against their main world in the section, it looks like we are definitely getting either this entire section or at least a lot of it, which is great for us. Oh no, don't you start taking stuff, that's not fair. I would actually argue that's just mean. How strong is this? Not strong at all, good. Okay, we need to go back out this way, but still we need to do this to grab these three, although I guess we could just give them to these fellows and then go this way. We do need to stick together. The enemy's fleets are just about as strong as ours, but they've been splitting them up so much, that's why we've been winning. Well, look at that. Our babies all grew up. All grown up.
Our champions have secured a heathen planet.
Nah. Okay, good. We have the first planet. This will, of course, be turned into a sector and all the machines destroyed. Oh, it's only machines. You just have robots. They're not even droids. It's a good planet, though. In fact, it's a tropical planet of all things, so yeah, we're definitely going to resettle one of our brain-slugged geckos. Let's send in you. What is this? Okay, so I missed this. So a mistake made by me, I know, a huge surprise. The Psy-Core. Psy-gifted individuals are brought from all across our empire to a place where they are able to hone their abilities. Empire unique. It gives less unrest and more governing ethics attraction. And it gives a lot of unity. Can I perhaps build that on a non-capital planet? I would love to build it on the Gaia world instead to get the bonus. Nope, it has to be on the Blessed Forest. I'm very tempted to make this our home world at some point, but for now, I'll just put it, I don't know where I'll put it. Here, I guess? Sorry, science, but unity. We're making a new fleet back at the Gecko Star, and because of that, I believe, yep, we can indeed have status quo. So we get to keep everything we've now got. We need to go to war with these fellows. They are so in the way. Also, we now have a good shot against the United Nations of Earth. Where is the United Nations of Earth? There's the United Nations of Earth. Okay. Ooh, only equivalent fleet power. The problem is, yeah, you have defensive packs with these guys? You are so annoying. Hallowed be thy name, Shroud. Let's ignore that. Hallowed be thy name, Shroud. Will you give us something today? Summon a psychic avatar, or a psychic avatar as I was going to call it. Yes, please. Oh, it failed. Wait. We are now faced with an aggressive psionic entity. Ah, bad, bad, bad. All my fleets are away. Where even is this going to be? Here. Well, I've spawned in the jellyfish of death. Okay, forces. Let's get nice and close and kill that thing. Psionic enemies are now a raiding fleet. You know how annoying you guys are? Good. We have victory. Now, back to meeting up with the rest of the fleet. Never mind. Our fleet was destroyed when it found this thing. Thanks, game. Well, thanks me not watching their route home. I forgot that these fellows closed their borders and have now reopened them. A second ago I couldn't... Yeah, you've definitely closed your borders. I forgot they had done that, which means I wasn't going to go the easy way. Instead, I had to go all the way around here. Should have paid attention. We also may have run into the void spawn. Oh, look, it's you! I remember when you... Wait. You're not what I think you are. No, you're not. You're nothing... Oh, you're the one which comes from the egg world. That's why I vaguely recognise you. I've seen you in a playthrough, which sadly I didn't record. Yeah, I won't spoil too much how this thing comes to be, but yeah. Maybe one of my favourite models in the game, honestly. Just sending in a single fleet, hopefully this will be strong enough to kill the Avatar. If I recall correctly, the Avatars are mostly shield. And since we have so many autocannons, we should be okay versus it. Mostly shield, then a tiny bit of hull, so missiles or anything which ignore shields would be even better, but still.
Incoming transmission.
Yep, shield's gone, and there it is. Whoops-a-daisy, let's return home.
Incoming transmission.
For free? Yes. For free again? Yeah. I like you. Who are you? I don't know who you are, which doesn't really help. You fellows, where are you? You have a deal with the humans. But you like us, though. Spiritualists, mutual threats, defender of the galaxy, same authority. Sure. I don't mind having allies. I'm at war with who? Because of what now? War with these fellows. Oh, that was a defensive pact signed so long ago. I forgot we even had it. Are we actually going to help out? I mean, probably not, honestly. But saying that, these are allied with the humans, and if we can do some damage to them, that wouldn't be bad. But getting to them is going to be a nightmare. How do we even get to them? Yeah, it's going to be really difficult. Standard fleet, standard fleet, standard fleet. Squiggly boy. Finally, the perfect governor. Science, unity, way more science. Yes, please. The gun pointed at the head of the universe. The Divine Enforcer. I've never heard of this one before. A psionic projector shines divine truth upon the world to make true believers out of all who are capable of belief, and annihilating those who are not. I wonder if we conquer the world as well. I mean, you'd assume so, wouldn't you? Because you're converting them all to your way of thinking, so it's not like they're really controlled by the enemy forces anymore. Either way, I want to use it, because I've not seen it before. The inoculation from all that time ago? Well, plus 10 leader lifespan and plus 5% growth speed. Nice. Our research is complete. So then, let's have a quick look-see. We have the Colossus, which of course doesn't come with a weapon, for some reason. I'll just leave you with your current name, that's fine. And now it's on auto-upgrade. By the time I build it, all of these will be changed. Lovely. The enigmatic cache has returned with this. Enigmatic Ascension. If we allow this to occur, what is going to happen is that our species will be uplifted. After a series of really negative things, we can uplift our species, which gives them insane bonuses. But it's really, really risky, because, well, you're only kind of functional. I do have a science ship in orbit.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Odd. Was I orbiting the wrong thing? Maybe I was. Anyway, it begins. I did restart the game, but I think I may have been orbiting the wrong thing.
Special project complete.
Repair complete. Although, some of our populations may still have that negative. Or did that fix it? By the looks of things, it fixed it. None of them seem to be getting no resources or anything like that. Good. Ignorance is bliss. A world of possibility and pain. Who knew the universe was such a drab and dreary place, devoid of all meaning and purpose? Yep, our geckos have been elevated, but for the time being, they're going to be very unhappy about it. A proud day for the spirit geckos. They're just a bit upset with what they've learnt, that's all. Uplifted, plus 10% to all science. That's just insane. Okay, I believe we can give that to everyone. Oh no, they all got it anyway. I thought only the single planet did. Never mind. Already got it. Lovely. Really should start focusing more on science, shouldn't we? More science buildings on our planets in general. Getting all these bonuses, but we're not really using them correctly. The game's just like, here, I know you're playing on a harder difficulty, so here's all the bonuses you need. I'm also going to replace that with the Titan assembly yards. Once more we call to the Shroud. Easiest one, please. Thank you very much. Maybe we should go to war soon. Honestly, I'm just waiting until we have enough strength to fight one of these two Titans nearby. Because we're about to have the Colossi, so we can go all-out war versus one of them. And I think I will go against these guys. I don't believe they have any allies. Am I correct in this assumption? They were once our allies, but they're now weaker than us. Yep, they have no allies whatsoever. We can do total war and just take over everything. That's going to be such a boon to everything. Oh, that's a shame. By the looks of things, Uplifted removes intelligence. I mean, it is better than intelligent, because it also bakes in leader experience gain, but still. Well, that's still pretty darn awesome. Just not as awesome as I was hoping it would be. Can I not increase leader level cap either? That's annoying, actually. Still good, but annoying. I guess we could just... Yeah, turning us into adaptive will be nice. Extra habitability on all the planets we've already grabbed. Sure. Just thought we might as well finish off the species and apply that to all the geckos.
Situation log up.
Now we're going to tell all sectors to focus on science. I did this to this sector here a while back, and it's already really paying off, so I'm going to do it to absolutely all of them. I'm also going to start changing the other species we have in our empire so that they are also intelligent. That way we should get more and more science. Glorious. Time to convert the heathens. Lovely. Okay, we already have a strong enough fleet. Let's just move out. We'll probably lose energy whilst we're on the move, but that's fine by me. Although I am currently building 3 Titans. Continue building them. We will add them to the fleets later. I didn't use fleet management for those builds because I'd already filled in these 3 fleets, and well, I was just going to convert them later. Okay, get moving. No, we're not losing energy by a tiny little margin.
Construction
That's great.
complete.
Just waiting for our jumps to come off cooldown, and there they are. Let's go to war with the neighbours. You were so nice to us early on. And you continue to give to us, even if it's sometimes unwillingly.
The crusade of the righteous begins.
The crusade begins, lads. Now, where's your first planet? I really, really want to test out this Colossi. Guess we're going to have to go all the way around there. Ooh, what's that mega structure you're hiding away? Oh, it's on your ruined sentry array. Still cool. Not as cool as it could be. You have very few planets. That's really annoying. Okay, well, we're going straight for the capital planet, I think. And that was pretty much their entire fleet. We lost 5 destroyers, 2 corvettes, 1 destroyer, 3 corvettes, 1 corvette, 2 cruisers. 2 cruisers, really? That's annoying. Still, not much. That was way too many missiles. Thankfully, we don't care. And so we finally move on to our first planet, with the Colossus slowly trailing behind. So glad it can jump. Bask in the divine light of the God Empress. Sadly, we'll take a moment's charge, but still. Oh, just you guys wait. Oh my god, just look at that. Just look at that. That is insane looking. Bask in the light. God, they've all gone blind. Horribly blind at this rate. Faith enforced. Oh, it doesn't give us the world. It just makes them all spiritual. Can we use that on our own planet? Wait a second. Colossi? Oh, you can't get back there. That's odd. I can't... Oh, because I jumped here, didn't I? So I can't get out. Well, on the upside, that's awesome. Because once we capture it now, we won't have any more factions popping up. That's great. But we still need to now bombard them in their faces after blinding them horribly with the light. Thankfully, we do have a lot of psionic armies ready to go, so not a huge issue. Just annoying, really. We are now grabbing consecrated worlds. Oh, and apparently they're grabbing everything we just left. A little bit silly on our part, admittedly, but we are just kind of waiting until this is weak enough to... There we go. Ground forces, could you please combine and take this over so we can go and kill their fleet again? Wait, this world is already consecrated? Oh, does that consecrate the world? Surely not. That's really odd. Now, if I order you to return home... I was hoping you'd do the... This will go out of action for a while, but it'll appear again later, but apparently not. Okay, we just need to grab everything we've just lost. Thankfully, we are definitely strong enough to deal with all of these. Just chase them down. Now adding... Oh, we don't have enough Geckos, what I want to do. Well, I'm still going to do it anyway. The Ministry of Benevolence. So, just to confirm, yes, you can indeed fire upon your own planets. Yep. But it looks like I was incorrect. It does not cause the consecrated world effect. It seems like this empire just so happens to be spiritualists, and they've taken the same Ascension perk. So here are our scout wings attacking one of their regular fighters, just to prove they do indeed act as point defense, at least for fighters. I believe they also work like that for missiles. I haven't been able to pinpoint it happening, but I've been told that's also the case. Okay, this war is getting very close to an end, and apparently one of our scientists has sadly passed away. Ooh. Sadly, you're better with that. But these two are too good to pass up, so what I'm going to do is swap you both over. There we are, and then you can have that one. Who's better? Here. Darn it, okay, we're swapping them all. You go there, you there. And so, status quo is going to be the victory. Well, the end, I should say. We can't really get victory because the all-out war victory condition is we take everything of yours ever. And they will never accept this because it literally gets them out of the game. But still, we got almost everything except for this station over here. Took some serious damage though, so I'm going to reinforce. And then we're going to try and kill this fellow. Let's see what he gives us. Confirmed, the fighters definitely fire at missiles. You can just about see the missile there. Those lasers are coming from... Da-da-da-da. Eventually, fighters. Annoyingly, because our Protectorate was attacked, we're still defending them. And they happen to have a wormhole right to this section here. On the upside, the next time we go to war, I now know, is a wormhole to these guys' territory. So we can happily just go to war and take out everything here. They use it against us, we smash them in the face with it later. Really want to get some of the cheaper stuff now, just for Unity. I've been saving up some of the really cheap stuff just so we can burst through Unity. As soon as we have the Ascension theory, we're going to have the ambitions. And you know what? I'm not even going to edit that. I'm going to allow that little mind fart to stay in the video. Could not think of the word ambitions then. Also, this is so far away from the wormhole, it's not even protecting it. Yep. Tech research gained. Gargantuan evolution. Okay. We have just over 50 years before the endgame crisis can occur, and honestly, we are in a really rough spot. For this late in the game, I don't know why, I don't know what I've done wrong, but I'm not in a position I thought I would be in. There's still many enemies which have either superior fleet power or just the same level of tech as us. We're honestly middle of the road. I think I needed to be more aggressive early on. That's what I needed to do, and I didn't. Well, saying that though, in the harder difficulties earlier on, the enemies are just so much stronger. Definitely need to go after the purifiers. That's a given. That's our next target. In fact, I'm going to start moving towards them right now so we can grab all of this. Then we'll grab these, because they're not being protected. The main problem is these horrible humans. They're either in a defensive pact with all of our main targets, or guaranteeing the independence of our main targets. And they're stronger than us. I hate them so much. The main problem are these, the humans. Yep, I can't word today. I just can't. This is actually now the third day of playing this game, so yeah. Oh mighty Shroud and your wisdom, what should we do? We will communicate with the presence. Oh. What is this? As we reach out for the presence. Now, this is essentially a pact with a god here. The minds of our telepaths are filled with a chorus of voices, no more than soft whispers at first. The cacophony grows in intensity, 1,000 voices speaking in unison. The voices introduce themselves as the whispers in the void. They claim to be privy to all knowledge whispered in secrecy from one mortal to another, and offer to share the secrets with us. If we allow them into our consciousness, a trifling price, they assure us, we will barely even notice their presence. There is an urgency in their tone. Plus 15% research speed. Permanently. For unknown consequences. For the void we accept! It is done! We have formed the covenant with the whispers in the void, and already they have begun to share their secrets with our scientists and leaders. We will benefit immensely from their knowledge. The only downside appears to be sudden upswing in mental illness and suicide amongst our general population. Oh no! And some of our worlds are experiencing a flurry of unexplainable murders and assaults committed by otherwise stable and well-adjusted individuals. Our clinics and asylums are having some trouble dealing with the sudden influx of patients. It's nothing we can't handle. 15% research speed though.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Oh yeah, Gargantuan Evolution. It's plus 5% energy credits. Boring, but awesome. Meanwhile,
construction complete.
we attack Sun Jellyfish. Why did I bring my... Why did I bring my transport vessels? Well, they made a great distraction, I'll tell you that much. Study the corpse. Okay, science vessel, jump over there. Science vessel, jump over there. Let's do that again. And, of course, you have the leader, which I fired a moment ago. So we have the choice to reignite the star, which it was feeding on. As you can see, it's very, very small and weak at the moment. Or to harvest the body. Well, that's not all that many benefits, so we'll try to reignite the star, if at all possible. How do we do? Okay, once you've explored that... Thank you. Now, go and do that. Well, since we're stuck at war with these fellows anyway, I might as well claim some of their systems in an old-fashioned bit of warfare. Now going to war with the Purifiers before our truce wears off and I can't exit and enter here at will. I mean, to be fair, I can jump still from here to here, but then our ships are weakened for a while and that's just a whole nightmare.
The crusade of the righteous
Probably going to
begins.
skip ahead a lot of this. We definitely have superior fleet power, they have very little defense, and they're split up. This should be just going through and taking planet after planet. So, everything's gone wrong, and this looks a lot worse than it actually is. You can trust me on that at least. So what's happened is that I was ignoring this war because I don't really care about my allies, and the only reason we were even allies is because I forgot to turn off the defensive pact. Anyway, they've got all of their stuff captured, and yet apparently that's not enough for them to surrender, because they're dum-dums, and I can't get out of this because I can't control this. Really annoyingly. And then they've moved up and started taking my stuff. Now, thankfully, once the war's over, they have made no claims against me. So, although it looks terrible, nothing is actually going to change. It's just for points, so it's fine. I don't really care about this. The problem is, they occasionally kill some of my fleets or some of my ships and such, and that's made my war down here really difficult. So I thought, okay, fine, I'll go and deal with their main fleet, that'll add some points, hopefully that will force status quo. As soon as they're at 100% war exhaustion, status quo will be done automatically by one of the two sides. On the way back, well, because everyone seems to hate me, these guys closed their borders because the truce was finally over, which means all of my ships got sent into the void. And now I'm waiting for a few years for them to come back, and I have no idea where they're coming back. I think maybe the closest station. Honestly, I don't know. So I'm just waiting around whilst these ships do damage, whilst not really doing anything. There we are, back at peace. Nothing's changed for me. Only a little bit has even changed for our allies. And now, so this doesn't happen again... No! On the upside, we've just now got ambitions. Look at all these lovely, lovely things. So, a grand fleet, making everything cheaper, getting us some more money. Scientific revolution, huzzah, we have more science. The rest, I can just sort of leave for now. But that's great. And I will also declare a saint. This also means that we do indeed have a new slot over here, a new Ascension perk. I don't know what I'm going to get. It's the final Ascension perk. None of them are particularly powerful for us now. I'm honestly tempted by just Galactic Force Projection. This puts me ahead a little bit more with a bit more naval capacity for the end boss. But other than that, there's not much stuff I really want. Galactic Contender, we don't need to kill the Fallen Empires. We don't need their sciences. Other than perhaps their generators, that's the only thing I think of we can really want. So I'm thinking Transcendent Learning, make our leaders a bit better. Earth is no longer protecting this empire, and so what we're going to do is we're going to position one fleet over here to protect the wormhole. The rest are going to go through here, and we should be able to take over everything they have. Which is good, because we need to build up everything right now. We have not that much time before the end event, and we are in one of the worst positions I've been in this late. Well, actually, no. It's not as late as I keep thinking it is, but because we've made it even just a little bit earlier, it is a bit weird. Admittedly, lots of change tends to happen at this stage of the game. Near the very end, things start to really snowball out of control. It's just we need that to happen as soon as possible. I don't feel like I've been playing 100%, and I don't feel like we're in the position of power I would like us to be in. I'm actually going to put down a temple to begin with. Sure. No, not there. Bit flustered. Yep, going to war again, just making sure that they wouldn't be defended by anyone. Total war.
The crusade of the righteous begins.
And this should be just very straightforward, so I'll likely be skipping most of the war. Just essentially we're grabbing everything we can. The ambitions are already really helping. Despite the fact our economy hasn't really changed for a while, we are already able to afford a brand new fleet, and as you can see, it's a very powerful one in comparison to our older fleets. And look at you, Bubbles! Yeah, we're getting there. We are. Our power level is increasing drastically now year by year, and as we're claiming more area, everything's going well, and we have 666 naval capacity, or at least we're using up 666 capacity. So clearly all the signs are in our favour and nothing can possibly go wrong. A quick summary of how this war is going is just perfect. We have actually gained more ships during this war than we've lost in terms of building ships in the background, so much so I'm now losing energy, and I'm constantly having to trade things away to keep it afloat. I thought I would lose more than I actually did, essentially, which is good. It's a weird problem to have, certainly not a bad one. The war is almost won. Are you proud of me, Shroud? Please work this time. Please. It worked. Oh, it's a ground force this time. I thought I got the spaceship version. Still, cool. Is that it? Is that the avatar? Okay, never mind. It's quite weak in terms of actual power there, but that's a lot of damage. Yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly great to add to my forces. And it was only 3,000 energy, which is good? Question mark? I'm a little bit more confident now. We have more stations, we have a higher naval capacity. Because of our Unity generation, we have the ambitions on 24/7, which sounds weird. We have them on constantly, that sounds better. We are about to claim the purifiers, and then we can go to war there. We have all of the space, and we are rapidly increasing in power in pretty much all respects. Our science is still pretty darn poor, but at this point there's little else we can do with that. It's not terrible. We don't have as many planets as you might think, considering how much space we own. We are nowhere near getting domination victory. We only own like 19 planets. Still, not a tall empire, but not as wide as the previous playthroughs. So the modifiers aren't anywhere near as harsh. I'm now ordering you all to no longer respect tile resources. I would like you to start dismantling all of that extra food you're generating, and this is with me trading away food as well. So begins the war to purify this galaxy from the purifiers. There we are. Hello, fellows. Wait, how are you equivalent to us? Because of naval capacity and tech. Fair enough. Either way.
The crusade of the righteous begins.
Oh, you have a force over there. That's really irritating, actually, and I wish I knew that. Okay. Of course you have a force over there, why wouldn't you? Of course, we do have the ultimate bastion over here, but no forces nearby to really assist. Okay, so what I'm hoping is, as we attack this, he should retreat a little and go back into his own territory, because we are going to be claiming territory incredibly quickly and splitting up our force a little bit. So how is this war going? Well, on the upside, we are defeating everything. We've taken out their fleet multiple times. On the downside, they are attacking our gateway over here, our wormhole, which is really annoying. But thankfully, they can't go through, because this bastion is strong enough to kill their regular fleets, and I'm not letting more than one fleet actually get to this location. The one problem is, their planets are really, really, really heavily defended, so getting more space here is just becoming more and more difficult. Most likely, we will have to status quo, and then come back with way more ground forces later. On the other upside, this wormhole goes to this. So if we ever want to kill these fellows, well, now we have a way to get to them without going through here. Whisperers in the Void. Oh, is that what they're called? Whisperers, not whispers. I may have been misreading that the entire time. Huzzah for dyslexia. Either way, coping. Though the secrets imparted to our people by the Whisperers are of great use, some of them are quite disturbing. Dealing with the stress of knowing too much can be difficult, and have caused an increasing number of our population, including God Emperor Jannar, to turn to substance abuse as a means to cope. Well, that's pretty poop, because that will shorten his lifespan, and I really like this God Emperor. He has everything we wanted him to have. The next God Empress does not quite have the stuff I want. I mean, bonus Unity's nice, but in comparison... yeah. whilst we're waiting, let's take the risk with the Shroud. Could get a new avatar, or could increase our weapon strength. I'm going to try and get a new avatar. Excellent, we have another of the special ground forces, which I really wish were here. Yeah, why don't I start to bring them over? That might make life a lot easier for me. You fellows, can you get over there, please? And let's see if you get a safe route. Yes, you do. That's all well and good. Then I'll jump you over this little gap, because there is the fortress in here, which will kill us very easily if you dare to try and move through. Our avatar touches down for the very first time. He's somewhere in this mix, it's hard to tell.
Our champions are making planetfall. May
Wow.
the spirits protect them.
Yeah, from time to time, one of them just seems to take lots of damage. I'm assuming that's the avatar attacking. Okay, nice. The avatar is just essentially a really powerful version of the Psychers. Okay, we need to get over there right now. So I'm going to risk this jump. This means we will be weaker when fighting these guys, but we need to take them out before they take the planet back. They must have got through whilst I was watching all this. Yeah, there we go. They're going to get the planet back, but we can just grab it back straight after. Even though I'm consecrating every world we get and every world we had, I am still overflowing with influence almost constantly. And that's because we're not spending it anymore. We're not spending it to expand, and with all the extra edict duration, we're just not needing it all that much. Now, this planet really shouldn't be ours. Okay, so let's manage our sector and spread into that area. There we go. This is going to be a really powerful sector, so we need to make sure it has a really good governor afterwards. Okay, let's do the Shroud. Hello, Shroud. I'm guessing this is the actual ship version, but I would rather have the research speed. Thank you very much, plus 20% research speed for a while. Currently, we have something ridiculous, like plus 150% research speed, because of all of the bonuses to our population, and the leaders more specifically. That one shot just took off so much power off the enemy. The enemy were 35k just before the fight started. Those little autoguns so rapidly just destroy shields. Not as much as the old cannons, though. I do need to rebuild the cannon battleships, or at least start using the spinal mounts. That's a problem we are having currently. For some reason, I've just not been using spinal mount weapons, even though I would say they are, not objectively, but they are very, very powerful. I was going to say objectively better, but at very least they are just very, very powerful. There we are, lost almost nothing. Even though these cats are spiritualist, it's still worth bringing in the Colossus. The reason is, well, fanatic xenophobe. There are so many xenophobes among their population, it is really affecting our factions, which just isn't fun for anyone. So, what is fun for at least me? Colossus. In 10 years' time, the crisis can spawn. So, what are we doing right now? Well, we're about to clear out all of these raiders because I've made a truce with these fellows because they own a wormhole which goes all the way over to here. I am also now finally researching gateway travel. I've finally got it to pop up, so we are now researching that as soon as possible. A lot of the other empires I've been capturing had gateways, which means we can travel through them. So this whole area here, at least, is very well connected. And once we have that, we can connect this area to here, and that will make life a lot easier. And eventually, we can make our own gateways. Problem is, we are sort of running out of time right now, so the gateways are great. If I have time, don't know if I'll have time. I'm trying to make truces with as many people as I can right now. The war is just over. I don't really want to take these guys anymore. It would take way too long to get it all sorted out and get the planets up to a reasonable standard. So for now, we're just sort of upgrading our ships, getting more science, hoping for the best, and eventually killing raiders. O mighty Shroud, the end is nigh. Aid us. We don't care about that because it won't last long enough. Exit the Shroud, not worth the risk. After removing the rivalry and a tiny little bribe, the humans and the Geckos can now live in peace and harmony. How sweet. Mighty Shroud, it's only a year until they can arrive. Aid us! Good. Yeah, bonus happiness is nice. Thank you very much, Shroud. Thank you. So, I've been draining the sectors, which is a really good way to make up our money and energy stocks. Well, our energy and mineral stocks. And our fleets are looking okay. They're looking quite powerful. If we hard counter whatever the crisis is, I feel like we can at least play our part at dealing with a section of it. And hopefully, the other powerful empires can do their part as well. I'm really hoping. Our Colossus no longer has a use. And it costs over 100 to simply maintain, so it's gone now. Oh mighty Shroud, we are upgrading all of our fleets with the newest technology. Aid us further. Ooh, money is good. I will take the risk, oh mighty Shroud. Shroud, you are magnificent. How long does that last? Boon of the Shroud. Oh. Longer than I expected, but I was hopeful maybe even longer than that. That's great. That's going to let us save up so much money. I'm bored of waiting and I want some more power. So we are declaring war.
The crusade of the righteous.
We are taking, or at least trying to take, this section over here. The reason why I'm emboldened to do this is because right now, they are all at war with these smaller factions over here, and their forces are very, very scattered. But also, the humans and these guys have no claims on us. So even if they do attack from this side and perhaps take some of these systems, they won't keep it permanently if we do status quo. And hopefully we won't need to do status quo. So,
is beset by enemies.
With that, let's get to work. If nothing else, this war so far has made me very confident in my ability to destroy this little defensive pact group. They keep on sending forces through all of the wormholes over to here. I keep on destroying them. I keep on taking back anything they grab. And their fleet is in tatters already. Our fleets are just plain stronger now. This is the third time during this playthrough I've looked at the past footage just a little bit just to see what I've been doing and thought to myself, I've not been aggressive enough. I've not pushed enough against the enemies and I could have been in a better position. That's the one thing. I've been weirdly passive this playthrough, and I don't know why. And I'm a little bit annoyed with myself for that, honestly. A little bit salty. Because it's a simple mistake, but it's one that's made us far weaker in the endgame. And at any point now, the endgame crisis, with all of its bonuses, is going to appear. And it's going to be horrendous. Oh my god, never trust the sector AI with these worlds. They're not removing the junk heaps. Which sector controls this? Not this one, obviously. Definitely one of them does, but which one? This one. And they definitely have money, that's all I'm checking. Just they have money to build new buildings. Yep, they have everything they need. Why on earth have they left it like that? Well, I've learned a valuable lesson here. Never, ever, ever, ever trust the sector AI with these special tomb worlds. They don't know how to deal with the junk heaps. They just leave them. That means I have like 6 or 7 planets on half production this whole time. Well, on the upside, that means I have more minerals and energy and science than I thought I had, but still, so not cool. Just look at that. Oh my god, I'm going to go ahead and check all of my sectors, because this is eye-openingly bad. Making more and more claims. We're actually going to take a large chunk of their space at this rate. And we have destroyed human fleets as well now We have destroyed every single fleet in their defensive pact. Should have done this so much sooner. Still, better late than never, and this will add, at very minimum, it's going to add a lot more to our starbase capacity, because we're going to have more population, thus we can have more starbases, and of course we have starbases built up, which is good as well.
A heathen planet.
O mighty Shroud, we fight in your name. Nope, once again one of our admirals dies. Okay, it's going to take a while longer for us to make any more claims, but I do want this one, just so we have access to these systems, otherwise this one system is going to be completely isolated. Everything else looks okay then, so how much will that cost? Only 56 more, okay, not too bad, not too bad. Okay, that is all done, and as we can see, even though one of the enemy forces got through here and eventually died at the Bastion, I think, no, it killed that Bastion, died on the regular station because it was just slowly burnt out. They aren't getting any of those. Attackers get these, defenders get nothing because they made no claims. So, this is all just add points. Ultimately, that didn't really matter. And so, I should have double checked, I just realised, but still. Look at that, we've just crushed them. Glorious. Well, obviously we need to make a new sector for these planets, because boy, that's a lot of planets. Okay, getting ready to attack a fallen empire. The reason is, we do need their tech. I underestimated one thing, and that is the power consumption of the latter items. So, when we have things like kinetic artillery rank 2, the later items, or I should have said, that's very expensive in terms of power usage, so I can't afford to have all of my weapons upgraded. In fact, we're still using the regular mega cannon, even though we've upgraded to the giga cannon, or Geiger cannon, the bigger cannon. So, we need their reactors. The dark matter reactors. Thankfully, these fellows here, the Necks, actually really like us, and thus this is going to be permanently open, so we can get over to here, and then just teleport in. We have so many fleets, and so much force power, even with the jump giving us minus damage and everything else, we should still overwhelm the Fallen Empire. We attack the Fallen. Will you aid us? You will. Thank you. Glorious cannon fire. Fighter AI seems really off at the moment. I might swap over our cruisers to a more standard version instead. Now, this is with all of our forces currently being weakened because of the jump. It turns out I didn't even need to do the jump, but since we are running out of time, I thought, well, we may as well anyway, since I've positioned myself in such a way. Okay, lovely, all that's going down. You are going to go on passive, so you don't run away anymore. Jump over there and start doing the research. As soon as we grab at least one bit of research, we instantly unlock the reactor. We just then have to research it. And that will make our forces so much more powerful. Maybe should have synced you all up a little bit there. That didn't matter too much in the end. I would wait until the jump goes off cooldown, but I really wanted to attack these two fleets before they had a chance to repair. Also, should really have the dragons over here, farming the minerals. Oh? Why can't I do this? Species rights for population does not permit residence on this planet. Why not? Exactly. What is stopping that? Okay, so what the issue was is that they were in the caste system, similar to the Geckos, but they were caste system residents, not regular caste system, which means they can't be moved from planet to planet. They are only allowed to inhabit the planet they're currently on. Or if you colonize a new planet, they will be allowed that one as well, but still you get the idea. So with that, we can now move some of these fellows over, and they're going to start making us an absolute fortune. Oh yes, they are. Now, one issue is this planet is going to be completely run by the dragons, who aren't the happiest of creatures. Though, 30% for an owned population is very high. We could make them happier by modifying their genes. Maybe. Maybe. That difference is glorious. 450 more energy now available to all of our ships. In fact, we might be able to add another shield. Yes, we can. Which is good because we still have rather low-end armor, which is not exactly the best. Now upgrading all of our fleets, and this will make them significantly more powerful. I've also finally went away from using the scout wings on our cruisers, purely for loads more damage. Oh, Shroud. Will we win? Increased happiness. I'll take that as a yes. Our fleets are finally coming together, and we're about to go into the negative of minerals. Debt! Glorious debt! The truest evil force in the galaxy. Is this the Unbidden? I can never remember. Subspace Echoes. Is it?
Situation log updated.
Coming of the Storm. I'm hoping it's the Unbidden. They're definitely the weakest. No, they're not the weakest. They're the easiest to hard counter. Ignore shields, and you win. Well, Shroud,
Complete.
thank you very much. More research speed. Glorious. We're just doing repeatables now, so that is very helpful. Just kind of waiting. I would go back to war, but after that last little pop-up happened, I'm just... Well, I want to be sure that my fleet is ready and not just scattered around. The strange subspace echoes we detected in intergalactic space are now approaching the outer rim of our galaxy. Several smaller contacts appear to be racing towards it.
Situation log updated.
Okay, point of interest. A breach point. Where? Oh, good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, ooh, right in my system. That's fantastic. Thanks, lads. Yep, I guess I should move my fleet then and get ready to die. Most likely. This is definitely not the Unbidden. The Unbidden just kind of appear like, oh, hi, we are the Unbidden. Let's kill you. I can word right now. Onwards! Oh my god, that amount of money. Oh, lordy lord.
Construction complete.
Let's see. Can I afford anything here to help in the slightest? No. I think I already have all the money ones down here on as well, don't I? Yes. So I'm going to have to keep on draining from my sectors, which, to be fair, there's a lot of money to spend, so we can go for years before we eventually run out of money completely. We are picking up a strong subspace signal washing over the galaxy. Its point of origin appears to be the contacts approaching from intergalactic space. What on earth are you? Oh, that is lovely in a really horrific way. We have arrived. Our long journey is over. Feed, mate, and rest. Well, you've got your priorities straight. We must consume this galaxy before the hunters find... Oh. Are you Tyranids? Ships, faster! I might actually make you jump soon, because this is a really serious time waste. Okay, well, I have no idea what to use against these guys. I'm assuming armor, because they look like they're going to be biological in nature, so probably less shields. I'm currently building a little mini shipyard here, so we can upgrade if needed. Move! Why must you spawn here? Why not over there? The first wave. Spirits protect us. Oh, yep, you are completely biological in nature. No shields at all. How much armor? Crud. Okay, that's actually a major problem. Is it? Yeah, it is. It is. So our ships currently are not set to deal with this, but we need to push them back. So I'm going to completely convert this one here to a shipyard and try to get all cannons sorted. Is that the only type of enemy at the moment? Yes. We definitely have enough force to kill them, but... Okay, so our battleships are great. These are exactly what we want. No, they're not. Even the battleships are anti-hull. Do we have any anti-armor? Yes, we have some still using the plasma cannons, but nowhere near enough. We need to reconvert how we... Oh my god, I've accidentally completely nerfed myself. Well, this is rubbish. Okay, we're now in range to jump, or at least we will be in a second. I'm going to shift all of my designs into anti-armor. All of them. I just thought, they don't have much hull, so missiles would also work. So with the strike craft are good. Anti-shoot, well, they do bonus armor damage anyway, but yeah, everything else. Would it be worth going with the disruptors? Maybe, but no, with the bonus hold, I think sticking with plasma cannons might be better. Okay, yeah, we're going to go full on plasma cannon. Let's just try to burn down their armor as fast as possible. Hopefully, when the others spawn, because this is apparently the first wave. Oh yeah, I should really check what the enemy's weapons are. What do you do damage to? Bonus Oh my god. They're anti-shields. Well, too bad. Our shields is too good. Even with that negative, I still need to use shields. Our shields are so much more powerful. Wow! We are doomed! I was going to send in some forces just because we have enough to maybe take out 1 or 2, but yep, the second wave has approached, and, yeah. So, still all armor, which is terrible for us, but now they also have swarms, so that's good. One fleet's currently upgraded. Oh, God, do we just need to go in and attack them? Why did that stick together then? So we need point defense as well. Oh, we're so doomed. So this one 200,000 group was on its own, so I thought this was a good chance to attack it, and my god, look at these things.
Our ships have been improved.
Lovely, okay, so we've got one fleet, which is currently counter to them. No, we don't. Then who's improved? Oh, yeah, I have a small fleet over here. I've also set up my corvettes now, so they're using missiles and phase disruptors, essentially ignoring armor altogether, going for the hull. You guys need to get your butts over there. Ooh, you teleport over there, don't you? Okay, get your butts there. Maybe. What else are we doing? Yeah, I'm converting 3 of these into shipyards as well. Hopefully that will help out. You're still upgrading. Okay. Just overwhelming force there won the day. Okay, good. Do the same here. Just try and keep them back from here so we can continue to upgrade. This wormhole is going to be a huge problem, and I wish this was still a bastion. Queen Mugask. There's a queen? Oh, Lord. Yeah, we should have got some point defense. Well, I didn't know. Good luck, guys. Half of these fleets have been upgraded, half of them haven't. This is against the 3 200Ks.
Our ships have been improved.
I'm rebuilding our fleets in all of the major stations we already had. And I'm upgrading one more over here, which can now join the fight, I believe. Yes, you can. Lovely. You are all upgraded. Yes, you are. So now you are anti-armor. We have a little bit of point defense, but not much. And this is going to lag so badly. This is only the second wave, by the way, of the enemies. Oh, god, that point defense. They also have really good evasion and really good tracking, so trying to hit them is going to be a nightmare. They're essentially corvettes. But if we can beat this one, we can start moving against them properly, and this will buy us some time. Okay, lots of their larger craft seem to be quite easy to kill in comparison to the smaller craft. We still have way too much anti-shield. Yep, lots of the big ones are being taken out. Looks like we will win this, but it's going to be really costly. Our fighters are quite good as well. They seem to have no point defense themselves, so having fighter-laden carriers does not seem to be a bad idea at all. Where are our corvettes which I sent for? Okay, they're about to get here, so as soon as they get there, I'm going to jump on over. That way we can join here. We're making fleets over there. Okay, all good. Okay, creating some alternate designs. These will be using flak because that will counter their swarms. This time they're all upgraded, and we are currently running out of minerals from our sectors. I just drained most of them. Of course, after each fight, we will get some money back because so many are going to die. Yeah, missiles and such are doing really well. Lovely. Disruptors, missiles, and anti-armor. That is much more effective. Okay, once again, we repelled that. Just stay where you are. There is another attack coming. Then you can attack there. Then you'll try to get in there. They have so much. It's not going to end. It's just not going to end.
Building ruin.
Oh my god, look at these stations. Perish! We have no point defense in this group. Point defense is on its way, and I feel like we are really going to need it. The flak is going to be so helpful at minimizing our losses. And we still are using shields as our primary defense. The armor's just that bad. We have almost double the value in shield per section than we have armor, so even though they are getting a bonus of almost double, if not double, it's still better to use shields. And they repair by themselves, of course. Regenerate. Lovely, 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 lovely. Stick together, you are continuing to push forwards. You're going to lose a lot of you, but that's fine. Well, it's not fine, but it's what we're going to do. Is it worth taking back their space? Are they getting any strength from having these spaces? They are eating people here, because my landing force is still on its way. Honestly, I just want to go after their fleets, so get there, get there. One of our pure corvette groups have just arrived, and just in time. They might just about get in this fight. Just. The battleships are doing so much, though. The only reason why I'm making a few Corvette-only fleets is A, they're just going to merge with an existing fleet, because we keep on losing Corvettes, but also they're the fastest ships we have, and I need to drain some money from our systems. I meant sectors, of course. Okay, we are basically broke at the moment. That's not good. Can you please catch up? Then you'll move forwards. In fact, yeah, just catch up. Okay, things are actually going really well. Now we've converted into anti-armor and such, we are doing much, much better. We are still losing our fleet. Like, every fight we lose so much, but we're doing okay. Although, I will have to say, it may look like we're doing this well, and I'm even saying it, but we are now out of money from our sectors. Yeah, there's no more backup funds. Well, there is, because it will slowly regenerate, but as you can see, I mean, we can drain 13k... 11k, there's not much. There really isn't much at all. Is this the last of what they got? Okay, obviously we need to go for that. Some forces are currently moving to here as well. We have some point defense being created. I am scared of whatever the next wave will be, but I think we're going to win this. Somehow. If they all attacked us at once, like we're doing with our fleets, they would have just overwhelmed us so easily. The queens themselves are very weak. So are the other large, I was about to say vehicles, the other large swarmers, the broodmothers. Yeah, broodmothers. I absolutely adore this, by the way. This is such a cool endgame crisis. And it's the first time seeing it as well, so I am really happy, just super nervous. Oh, we can get stuff from them. Ah, interesting. Okay, make a jump. Then I'll make a jump again. We'll see if we can get anything good from them. Oh, well, we need more leaders. Later. There's a fight going on right now. There's other things we need to focus on, let's be honest. One fleet there, so it doesn't matter which one we go for first. Are they moving? No, okay, in that case. Bunch up there, then attack. Once again, managed to put 2 Titans together. Oh, actually, I think all fleets have a Titan now. Good. Good. We could further split them up and make sure that each fleet is the maximum size it can be, but honestly, as long as they all have a Titan, it's not too bad. This is an infested world. We have to bomb it? Exterminatus is. Well, that's horrible. This brood just appeared out of nowhere. Thankfully, we are overwhelming in terms of fleet power, and once again, we are countering it. Well, this is incredible. So, from the debris, we can actually have their weapons. I did not expect that. We get the Large Scourge missile, which is a very slow firing, as in a very long cooldown missile, which does 100% armor penetration, as to be expected, but then armor damage and hull damage really, really increased. That's amazing. The Swarm Strikers, I don't know if that's good. That seems worse than the fighters we're currently using. I wonder if they would act as point defense, though. Either way, you can carry on doing that. I'm just going to grab this because we need more anchorages. And you keep on doing what you do. Also, oh mighty Shroud. Ship repair. Please. Oh, that is so good. Okay, so our ships are now healing. Another 200k fleet spawned out of nowhere. And here is our point defense we ordered. Bit light. Not really going to help out now, but still. Glad you exist. Okay, it's one more grabbed. They have a homeworld now, that's interesting. Okay, since there's no forces actually defending, what I'm going to do... Oh yeah, look at that, there we are, pure battleship group, because I think that'd be cool. Let's go with you. Make sure they die instead. So you go and deal with those, rest go and bombard, then I think we can safely say we've contained this. For now, I don't know if there's going to be another wave or what's actually going on, honestly. Ooh, scientific revolution, yes please, a grand fleet, needed. Really needed.
Incoming
but our money's going down really quickly. Thank you. I forgot I could trade with people. Just look at how hideous that is. It's gloriously hideous. Oh, hello. Infestors. So you create the infestors, okay. Well, I learned a lesson here. Thankfully, we're here to kill them anyway, so no big deal, but still. Oh, is that it? The end of the Scourge. We win! Oh my god, if that spawned in the wrong place. I mean, seriously though, if that... Honestly, if that spawned over here, let's say, and it was more difficult for me to get to there, so they had more chance, I think we could have lost that. I think we could have lost that in many ways. If it spawned a little bit earlier, maybe, It looked like I did a really good job, but remember, I no longer have more minerals. I am currently above my capacity in terms of naval capacity, in terms of economy. I'm breaking my empire right now to defend against that. If that lasted much longer, I could not have sustained my current force power, and I would have gone down significantly. The end of the Scourge. Well then. Well then. So, everyone here has either pathetic or inferior fleet power. We can indeed afford to keep this fleet power right now completely fine, and we are still improving our ring worlds and things like that. I think it's safe to say we've won. There is no way the other empires can possibly stand up against me. I am stronger than I was during this fight, and the enemy have not gained in strength at all. I think it's safe to say victory has indeed been achieved. Huh, that's interesting. So we've defeated them, and because of that there is no hive consciousness, but occasionally feral versions will appear in systems where they used to reside. It's not a major threat, it's just annoying. And they are prone to infighting. Issue a travel advisory. Okay then. Well, with that, I think I am calling the episode here. We are victorious. We are victorious in pretty much every way, except for the actual pop-up. We are completely dominant in the galaxy. There is no way that any of the empires could possibly resist us now. We have got stronger since the last war, and after looking at their fleets, the enemy seem to have stagnated. They are either pathetic or inferior to us, with only the strongest being inferior, and honestly, we don't even need to deal with them. We could just take out Earth or something like that. But that would take quite a lot more time, and we've seen it so many times before. And so, we are definitely victorious, and I'm calling the episode here. So my final thoughts then, that was really, really cool. I love that endgame crisis, and looking it up, it seems like this endgame crisis gets more likely the longer it's been since an endgame crisis can occur. So this is sort of a punishment for the endgame crisis not to spawn in that early. And honestly speaking, if it spawned in over here, or if it spawned in a little bit earlier, there was a very real chance we would have lost that, or at least it would have been much, much more difficult. I essentially burned out the Empire, and we just about managed to get the tipping point and then win after our fleet started to become more specialised in hunting the Scourge. It was loads of fun though, and honestly, a load of fun has been had in this whole playthrough. So, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continued in the future. The next episode will be a Let's Play, which will be cut into somewhere between 2 and 4 sections most likely, in which we are looking at the new DLC, which is out on the 6th of December. Maybe more than 4 pieces, who knows? It depends on how complex the new game mode is, because I will be explaining everything I'm doing, because it's all new stuff, and that will be absolutely awesome. So, I hope you're looking forward to that. I certainly am. Thank you for watching. I'm rambling and need some sleep, and then when I wake up, editing. Hopefully this will be out by Saturday. Still rambling. Thank you for watching. Toodles.